Hey everyone, welcome back to the Velocity channel where this is your bridge to financial freedom. Today we're going to go ahead and eliminate very quickly $100,000 in debt. Yes, that's right. It's the six-figure debt and we want to get rid of it very quickly. You're probably not going to believe how fast we get rid of it. All right, but we're going to show you by the numbers. Before we get into that, like, share, and subscribe so that everyone around the world can know the power of Velocity Banking. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. $100,000. All right, this is the loan. And remember, the arrow, when it comes to loans, is pointing away from you. That's where your money is going. All right, away from you. $100,000 here at 8%. Now remember, this doesn't matter if it is a mortgage, student loan. Velocity Banking is for any loan. It is designed to eliminate loans as quickly and as unconventionally and as efficiently and effectively as possible. All right? $726 each and every month that's going towards this. No, it's not. That $726 is not going towards that $100,000. How is it getting split up? Because it is getting split up. And they should be ashamed of themselves. Watch this. This is how this $726 in this scenario for 30 years. Okay? So in this case, this is a death pledge. That's what mortgage means in Latin. Death pledge. They want you to pay until you die. Boy, these guys are just in your face with it, aren't they? All right, so this is how it's split up. The interest and the principal. Which one do you think is going to be the biggest? Interest or principal? That's right. Let's go ahead and hop into this. $660. Okay, that's the first month. Goes towards interest. How much is going towards the principal? $66. Does that sound fair? No, it doesn't. All right. 12 on the 12th month. We have $655. So it's going down a little bit. Okay? The amount that you're paying to the bank. While the principal, $71. And that's why that fella told me, CJ, I'm on the 50-year plan. I said, what? Why? Well, I don't know. Well, goodness, man. We have a strategy here that you're about to see in just a little bit. You no longer have to be on the 30-year plan. You no longer have to be on the 40 or the 50-year plan. And folks, I want you to do something. Sign up for the webinar right now. You can even come back to this video because we show you how people by the droves are getting out of this system. Look at how ridiculous this is. $71 towards a $100,000 principal? 24th month. Okay. $649. $77. That reminds me of that cartoon. 5 for me, 2 for you. 10 for me, 1 for you. Right? 36 months. At the 36-month mark, we did go down in how much we are paying the bank. All right? So let's be fair. And we are going up. Look, each year you're going up. Look, this year you went up $5. This year you went up $6. 36 month, 643. See, it's going down on the interest side. $84 going up on the principal side. All right? And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how that $726 each and every month is being allocated, especially when you're talking about at the 8% mark, right? That's how it's being allocated. Now, what if I told you that there's a better, way better way to pay your loans versus the way the banks told you to? You see, the reason why you keep paying is because perhaps, let me just submit this for your consideration. You think there's no way else to pay it. You're looking at this and you're saying, well, I got to be in it for 30 years. But what if I told you you could be out of this gargantuan loan in less than 5 years? Would you believe me? Let's go ahead and share with you something. I'm going to share with you a number, and it may shock you, it may not. But I want to share with you what $2,000, keep it right there, we're not done yet, what $2,000 is going to do. Now remember, you don't have to pay this $2,000 each month. You don't. And we're actually going to share with you a scenario in which you don't have to at all. All right? But let's go ahead and see what $2,000 each month, and I know you're thinking, man, I don't have $2,000. It's because you don't know how to look through your finances and determine your payment when that payment comes in, and then when the bills go out. Let me ask you, do you know how much money you have from the time you get paid and your next bill? How much money you can use? You see what I mean? And that's what our software does. It shares with you, right? It doesn't go into your bank account at all. It shares with you, hey, here's the pattern. I want you to lay aside to put to the deployment account $300, $400, maybe $100. And we're going to save up until we can deploy this towards this mega principle. And that's how it does it. It does it automatically, so you don't have to. Now, this $2,000 here, all right? In this scenario, we're going to go ahead and put that extra towards each month, all right? So, of course, in the beginning, the first month, we have $660 going towards the interest. But it's different this time around. Now that we found that $2,000, we're going to add that to the $66. Now we're paying more towards the principal. Now look at what happens as we do that, all right, on a consistent basis. Now let's go ahead and go to the 12th month. 655. Actually, it's going to be 503. $503. We're not on the traditional banking trajectory. No. We're getting out of this quickly. So this one is 503. Look at that massive drop. And this one's $2,223 towards the principal. Okay? Now let's go to the 24th month. Watch this. $319. Now, look at the 24th month here. And then observe the 24th month there. Is that difference big enough for you? Okay. If it's not, don't worry. We're going to continue here. 2407 to the principal. Then at the last one, 36 months, $119 towards the bank, $2,607 towards the principal. Now let's stop right there because we're already at 119. Now we're almost done on a $100,000 loan. Listen, at the 36th month or 3-year mark, you've already hammered this loan out massively. How is that so? Well, because we've allocated our finances the correct way. Over here is the velocity banking way, and over here is the traditional banking way. Which one do you think is going to get you out of your loan in under 5 years? Because remember, it's not just about deploying money arbitrarily. Okay? This $2,000, you're not just doing like some of the people say, right, on other channels perhaps. We're just going to add 2,000. No, it's not about that. It's not about throwing the money away. You're not going to be throwing the money away. You're strategically allocating it towards this principle so that you can grab a continual income of $700 or cash flow of $726 each and every month. It's all about capturing or collapsing time. You're not going to spend 30 years paying for this. you are out of it. Are you ready? Okay, so on this side, we know how this is going to take, how long this is going to take. But do you know how much interest you're going to be ending up paying if you continue on with the bank's plan? $162,513. And I could include the cents, but I don't want to bully anybody. Okay? I don't want to bully you. On this side, we will include the cents. Okay, this is the velocity banking side here. $116,681.97. Over $45,000 you've saved by deploying that $2,000. So was that a waste of money? Look at that. And oh, by the way, you got back one of the most precious commodities you could have, and that is time. Over 20 years worth, over 25 years worth of time back. Watch this. You're out of this loan in 3.5 years. That's why how much you're giving to the bank, it dramatically increased. It saw how much you were defeating this monster called the principal. You see, when the principal goes down, so does the interest. It's not magic. It's just math. Now, for those of you that are like, CJ, I do not have the $2,000 to deploy. So now what about me? Okay, all right. I'll be your huckleberry. What about this then? What I'm going to do, you may or may not agree with, all right? But I just want you to listen just for a little bit. For those that do not want to pay that $2,000 and you have a line of credit that's doing nothing, all right? You are great at your reputation of credit, using credit. You're very responsible, right? And you have, let's say, a $10,000 line of credit. A lot of you already know where I'm going with this. But I want you to know something. You don't have to spend that $2,000 monthly towards that extra principal. No, you don't. No, you don't. Right? So let's go ahead and take your line of credit. Let's say you got $10,000 to spend. All right? Your line of credit may have $15,000, $20,000 as its limit. That's okay. We are just going to deploy $10,000 of it on our line of credit. Guess what we're going to deploy? Pow. All right? We're going to deploy it towards that principal. Now, what happens, okay? What happens when we deploy that towards the principal? How much this interest is feeding off of is going to be dramatically reduced. Now, let's say you've got $2,000, right? But you don't want to deploy it. That's fine. But you want to use your line of credit as your new checking account. So now we have 10K divided by 2K. Let's erase the K's. 5 months is how long it's going to take to pay back this $10,000. Now listen, you didn't deploy the $2,000. You didn't. You just made room for the $10,000, right? To be used, this line of credit to be used as your new checking account because you already deployed that $10,000 towards the loan. And now there's a balance. But see, that's good. Because now you can use your line of credit. Before you couldn't. It was all full. You see, the bottom line is we need you, right? The bank wants you and rewards you for actually using what you have been given from the bank. But you got to start using it wisely. Does that make sense? All right. So $10,000, right? We're going to go ahead and deploy that. We're using, okay, let's say we got 5K income, 3K expenses, That's going to equal 2K, but we're parking the 2K every month inside of our line of credit. You do the math and how much you can deploy in order to get rid of this $100,000. And that's the way it goes. God bless you. I will see you in another video.